Hello. In today's class, we will discuss about magnetic chuck. Before this, we discussed about 3-jaw chuck and 4-jaw chuck, which is explained in the previous lecture. Now we'll continue with the next session, that is magnetic chuck. So generally chuck is used for holding the workpiece, or you can say the job. According to the different size of the workpiece, different types of chucks are used. Magnetic chuck is used to hold the workpiece very thin and made by the magnetic material, which cannot be held in any other chuck, because very thin workpiece, if you hold in other chucks like 3-jaw or 4-jaw chuck, so there is a chances of uh, collapsing the size, so it is not able to hold the thin workpieces easily. So that's why magnetic chuck is the chuck which will hold the workpiece by magnetic action, but the condition is here that the material should be magnetic material. Means here magnetic chuck is operated either by electrically or permanent magnetic chuck. In some cases, electrical current is supplied to the chuck and magnetic field is created and job is held without any difficulty. And for the permanent magnetic type chuck, no electricity is supplied, the already magnetic property magnet is used and job is attached to the chuck. So like this, the holding power of the chuck is obtained by the magnetic flux radiating either from electromagnets or from the permanent magnets within the chuck. Here you can see figure 2.11, the schematic diagram of magnetic chuck, magnetic coils you can see, and chuck body, and you can directly hold the workpiece in the middle hole or according to the size of the job. Now collet chuck. What is the use of collet chuck? So it is used for holding bars of small sizes. So below 63 mm size jobs which you cannot hold in other types of chuck, this collet chuck is used for holding these small sized bars. So production work where quick setting and accurate centering is needed. So the purpose is what? The quick setting and accurate centering is needed. The next check is combination check. So this check is used for both self-centering and also the independent check to take an advantage of both types. Combination means what? By combining the magnetic check as well as collet check together, we will call it as combination check. So what is the advantage of combination check? So both the properties combined together we will get, and here easily you can self center the job, quick setting is possible easily, and independent check to take an advantage of both the types, and also magnetic action will be very useful. So here the job may be operated individually or by separate screws or simultaneously by the scroll disc. So combination disc, so combination check is the combination of magnetic chuck and collet chuck. So other types of chucks are either air operated or hydraulical operated chucks. Now even in our CNC machine, the chuck can be operated by pushing the button directly in the control panel, or you can operate it by pressing in the pedal on the put. There will be the put rest. So if you press it hydraulically, the chuck will open and closing will take place, or even pneumatically air supply will be connection will be there for opening and closing of the chuck for holding the job. Here drill chucks, etc. Now we will discuss next comparison of 3 jaw chuck and 4 jaw chuck. First we will see about advantages of 3 jaw chucks. So generally 3 jaw chuck is called self centering chuck because 3 jaws will be there. Job can be held easily in the chuck. 4 jaw chuck is called uh, independent chuck. So work can be centered to high precision. 3 jaw chucks can handle hexagonal bar stock, but it cannot handle the square rectangular in the 3 jaw chuck, whereas 4 jaw chuck can handle square or rectangular bar, and because it operates independently in the 4 jaw chuck. In 3 jaw chuck, quick and easy to use, whereas in the 4 jaw chuck, high centering accuracy you will get. And 3 jaw chuck excellent for repeat work, and here 4 jaw chuck can turn work off center, and slightly more grip on round stock can be used for heavy articles. So these are the advantages of 3 jaw chuck and 4 jaw chuckers. Now, you know 3 jaw chuck and 4 jaw chuck. I will briefly describe you with small diagram also. So you, what is a 3 jaw chuck? If you take the round, here you have got one jaw, second jaw, and third jaw, and in between round will be there. So all these 3 jaws will be operated what simultaneously, and self-centering is possible. Whereas in the 4 jaw chuck, what happens? You have got hole in middle. Here you have got 4 5 jaws. Each jaw needs to be operated individually, independently. Square jaw can be held easily. That is what square rectangular bar can be held. High centering accuracy you are getting in this, and it can be used for heavy work pieces. Means like heavy castings and all you can hold in this 4 jaw chuck. 3 jaw chuck is used for where the job is needed self-centering, and it can hold also handle the hexagonal bar stock, and it is excellent for repeat work because centering is very easier as compared to 4 jaw chuck, and setting is also fast. Now disadvantages, here in the 3 jaw chuck it's low centering accuracy, whereas disadvantage of the 4 jaw chuck is lower because each jaw need to be moved simultaneously, moved independently. Disadvantage of the 3 jaw chuck, cannot hold square bar stock. Yeah, in the 3 jaw chuck only round jobs can be, and hexagonal bar stock can be machined. And disadvantage of the 4 jaw chuck is cannot hold hexagonal stock. Even previously we discussed, no, that is what 3 jaw chuck can handle hexagonal bar stock, and 4 jaw chuck can handle square bar stock. Same, they are given opposite. In the 3 jaw chuck it cannot handle the hexagon square bar stock, square type of job, and in the 4 jaw chuck it cannot handle the hexagonal stock. And run out of center cannot be easily fixed. If the job is not exactly round, or we will say run out of center, so it cannot easily fix, or it cannot be rotated easily. So even though it is not not centered also, it can be held easily, and it can be self centered. Cannot hold irregular shaped job, but in the 4 jaw chuck you can hold it easily. 4 jaw chuck disadvantage is lower and more difficult to use for repeat work, but 3 jaw chuck can be used for repeat work. Same what advantage are taken, same opposite advantage of the 4 jaw chuck will be the disadvantages for the 3 jaw chuck, and the advantage of the 3 jaw chuck will be the disadvantages of the 4 jaw chuck. Cannot be used for the heavy jobs. What 3 jaw chuck. Applications of the 3 jaw chuck are: it is used on lathes and indexing head. Indexing head means for cutting the gears on the milling machines, it can be used. And application of the 4 jaw chuck is it is used for holding the larger sized workpieces. I told especially for castings and all, and it is used for heavy workpieces, and it is used for holding heavy workpieces. Now next comes pace plate. So why this pace plate is needed? Even though you have the chucks, we need some other lathe accessories for holding different types of jobs, right? So here the pace plate is diagram, you can see it. So it consists of number of slots, and threading is done to fix it directly on the spindle nose. So if you consider the lathe machine stock, here you are getting the threads, right? So on this thread, this pace plate will rotate, it will fix here, and it consists of like these slots, right? So job, what is the use of these slots? In these slots, whatever the size of the job can be fixed by doing a drilling in the job, and in the face plate already T slot will be there. So by using the T slot bolt, you can easily fix the what these workpieces on the face plate. So face plate is a circular disc, same what I explained is given here. Circular disc board and threaded to fit the nose of the lathe. Plate has radial plane and T slots for holding work by bolts and clamps. So the face plates are used for holding jobs which cannot be conveniently held by chuck or between centers. So this very important point you have to understand here. What they are given here? The job which cannot be held properly, conveniently in chuck between the centers, right? So that time we are using the face plate, right? Face plate is used, right? Now next we will discuss about the angle plates. What is this angle plate? So you can see this diagram of the angle plate first. It consists of clamping unit, there it consists of angle plate and elbow pipe, you can see here, face plate, balancing weight. By this you can hold the job easily in this clamping unit. So what is this angle plate? So angle plates are made by the cast iron plates having two faces machined to make them absolutely at right angles to each other. So angle plates are used for the such examples, the machining of the pipe elbow, machining of the pipe elbow, which is used for the water supply line. So this angle plate is required to machine very accurately by using the face plate and holding arrangement. On both the faces, holes and slots are provided so that angle plates can be clamped on a face plate and hold the workpiece on the other face by bolts and clamps. Here, angle plates are used with the face plate when the holding surface of the job is kept horizontal. The machining of the pipe is shown in this pipe here. So here you can see this, it consists of a clamping unit. Here you can see this is the angle plate, entire angle plate, and this clamping unit is holding this elbow pipe, right? So if you understand the concept, then only you can use this angle plate easily for holding the workpiece. Okay, what is the need of providing the slots in the face plate is example I told just now. So if you have this T slot, right, T slots, whenever you're fixing the job, you can use here bolt, hexagonal headed bolt, you can use it in this T slots, here in this slot bolt, here in this slot bolt. With the help of that you can fix the job to the face plate, and angle plate is used for holding the uh, elbow type of pipe machining or any some other type of angle plates are used for machining. Now next part is mandrels. What is this mandrel? So mandrel is a device used for holding and rotating a hollow workpiece between centers. So take example, if you are producing mass production, so and you want to save the time, so during that time you will use mandrels. This is one case. Another one case, in the mandrel uh, is used for holding and rotating the hollow workpieces between centers, which has been previously drilled or bored. So mandrels are used for holding and rotating in the hollow workpiece. Already it has been previously machined, right? So this mandrels provides machining of number of small workpieces at a single setup by using the different types of mandrels. So we will see one by one how the mandrels are used. So the ends of the mandrels are slightly smaller in diameter because the job has to easily enter into the that small diameter, uh, and pattern to give effective gripness surface to the lathe dog set screw. The mandrel is rotated by the lathe dog with the catch plate, and it drives the work by friction. You can see different types of mandrels here. One is plain mandrel, step mandrel, screwed mandrel, collar mandrel, and core mandrel, gang mandrel, expansion mandrel. Okay, so these are the different types of mandrels. So one by one we'll discuss with the diagram. So your work is to practice these diagrams. In exam, how they ask question, what is the mandrel, and write the types of mandrel. Explain any two types of mandrel. So it will come for around 10 marks question. It will come for around 10 marks question. So you must remember the concept by understanding the drawing easily, right? So here plain mandrel diagram is given. So it is most commonly used in workshops, right? The body of the mandrel is slightly tapered, so to have a proper gripping of the workpiece. The difference in the diameter is being around 1 to 2 mm per 100 mm length, and its length varies from 55 to 430 mm. Okay, so according to the different industry, they will use the plain mandrel size. If it is a more number of jobs you want to insert and machine at a time, so that time they are using the length of the job is also very high, and also they are fixing the diameter with the diameter with the help of here that will helpful for gripping the workpiece. In this taper is provided 1 to 2 mm per 100 mm length, right? So the plain mandrel, how it is used, just I show with a small description of the diagram. Here you can see this is a plain mandrel. Here one side flattened end is provided, right? In this job is inserted 1 2 3 4 5, right? It is having some thickness, right? So it is held directly of some particular diameter, same diameter. And what happens, the turning tool is passed around this all. What happens, the number of small workpieces, example if the workpiece size is only this, how much, 25 mm, and diameter is 50 mm, diameter is 50 mm, so 50 mm 5 jobs can be machined at one setup. 50 mm diameter, 50 mm job, and length is 25 mm, size job of 5 numbers can be machined or turned at a time. So this is the advantage of plain mandrel. Like that only the different sized mandrels are used for different purposes. Here step mandrel. What is the use of step mandrel? So step mandrel is the mandrel consist of different consist of different steps diameters. Example, this size is having 50 mm, this size is having 100 mm, this size is having 150 mm. So different sized jobs can be finished. We'll call it as a one word, odd sized jobs can be held in this step mandrel, and bolt and nut alignment is provided for fixing the jobs in the mandrel. This is the step mandrel. So next is screwed mandrel. Screwed mandrel is the job used. It is having internal threads which is screwed to the against the collar for machining. And here what happens, the job is fixed by removing the this one, and what happens then, jobs are inserted here, and this nut is tightened with the help of this thread, with the help of this thread. So this is what the working of the screwed mandrel. Next comes collar mandrel. So collar mandrel is having the two solid collars used for the turning the workpiece, and holes of larger diameter, and mandrel reduce the weight and it fits better than the solid mandrel of equal size, right? So this is the mandrel having the collar at the both side, that's what is called the collar mandrel. Okay, it is a turning workpiece, it must have the large hole. The mandrel reduces the weight because it fits better than the solid mandrel of equal size, as shown in the above. Here below the diagram is given collar mandrel. These all diagrams you practice properly, then only you will understand the concept clearly, and in the exam also it is easy for you, because with the diagram you need to explain to get good marks. So next mandrel is the cone mandrel. So cone mandrel, as per the type and shape, the name is given to the mandrel. It consists of the solid cone attached to the one end of the body, and a sliding cone which can be adjusted by rotating the nut threaded. Here you can see this is the solid cone, okay, attached at one end of the body, and sliding cone which can be adjusted by rotating this sliding cone. This is the solid cone, and this is the sliding cone. So solid cone is attached at the one end of the body, and sliding cone can be slided over the this screw, okay, and nut arrangement is provided by rotating on the threaded end. So it is used for holding the workpiece of having a different hole diameter. For the different hole diameter size jobs can be fixed in this cone mandrel. Only that much you remember and practice this diagram. One thing you can observe here in the different mandrels, here the shape of the mandrel. Example, here this is a rod having this particular, I am drawing very rough diagram, right? So you can see here. So here this shape is common to all, then rest all shape there provided. This is the center, this one you have to show, right? And then next, as per this one, this shape and this one all they are showing. So this mandrel is used for holding a set of hollow workpieces, right? So the gang mandrel, as the name is given, the group of jobs can be held easily on the mandrel. That's why the name is given gang mandrel. So gang mandrel is used for holding set of hollow workpieces between two collars at a time. So this mandrel has the fixed collar at the one end and movable collar at the other end. So here you can see two collars. You will get your own fixed collar and movable collar. In between that, three hollow jobs are fixed. 1, 2, and 3. So three hollow jobs are fixed, and nut is used for fixing the this all three jobs, right? So like this gang mandrel is used for machining the jobs, hollow jobs at a time. And this is next type of job is expansion mandrel. So it consists of it consists expansion mandrel. It consists of a sleeve which is parallel outside and tapered inside, into which a tapered pin is driven. The sleeve has three longitudinal slots, two sleeve of which are cut nearly through, and third one splits it completely. So expansion mandrel is used for holding the various jobs of different hole diameters within a certain limit, as shown in figure here. So it consists of a sleeve on the other one side, and tapered pin is provided for easy removing and inserting of the jobs. And you can see the in the side view slots are provided. So this is what the working of the expansion mandrel. And the last concept is the dog or carrier. So here just now you all studied about the different types of mandrels and the work holding devices. Now we will see the docks and carriers. So what is the use of docks and carriers? So docks are used to drive the workpiece from the rotating plate when it is held between two centers. So here you can see different types of docks are provided. So dog this how dog and carrier will work. The animated videos I'll send in the group so that will understand clearly. So docks will work as it consists of two screws. In between that hole is provided, so you can hold the jobs of different sizes easily by using that screw adjustment. Okay, set screw we'll call it for that. So here in the two docks or carriers you can see that these are set screw 1 and 2, and in the second diagram you can see double, here two doubles is called double slotted, means slot is provided here, and here the job is this is job fixing area, so that you can hold the job easily in the double slotted carrier, double tail carrier and bent tail carrier. The next last part is catch plate or driving plate. Catch plates are used to drive the workpiece through docks when it is held between two centers. The different types of catch plates are shown in the figure in the next part. The projecting pin of single plate carrier drives the straight tail dock attached to the workpiece. So I take this to explain the next slot. So I hope you understood the concepts about the what are the different types of mandrels and all. So you practice these diagrams and very simple points you can remember and you can explain your own language. So it is very easy to explain you all. And lastly, I request all you to like and subscribe and click on the bell button icon below the YouTube channel. So for the next video notification you will get by pressing on the bell button. I hope you understood. Right, if any questions are there you put in the comment box. So thank you very much for patience watching. Thank you very much.